All right, inviting friends. I don't even know who to invite anymore. I mean, the topic of this live session is basically going to be to have in my arsenal to share with other people. So, if hubby's awake, I'll invite him. Who else? I don't know. Share, send, whatever you feel like doing. This is public, so hopefully it's shareable and updatable and stuff like that. But anyways, hopefully the dog, I don't know what it is today. She's just like everywhere and so mental. But I wanted to make a live because I was in one of my doTERRA groups on Facebook, and they're looking for tricks and tips to help quit smoking. Which, I mean, there's doTERRA tips. Hi, Ruth. There's doTERRA tips and tricks and, essential oils that you can definitely use. But I am a firm believer and in baby steps. So quitting smoking. Some of you may know, some of you may not know that I used to be a smoker. I was never a heavy pack a day smoker, but I definitely did smoke. And I, there's always that odd, occasional New Year's Eve cigarette that feels great at the time, right? For all us sex smokers. But and this is also a brag, because I joined the crew. I succumbed to alien love, because hey, when you've got a trigger this big, it's great, right? So this is about vaping. Basically, vaping is a method to help quit smoking. I will say that I have asthma, and I've been diagnosed with asthma when I was a child, like when I was an infant. So I've always had asthma, and there are times when you go to the doctor and you get x-rays of your lungs because of whatever reason. Sometimes even chiropractors will do x-rays of your lungs and your spine. And you can see how clear and such your lung health is. We all love those gross pictures on the packs. I think those gross pictures is a new thing in the States. But those gross pictures on packs is an old news for Canada. So they show you, the disgusting before of, the healthy lung and the gross lung, and, secondhand smoke with a picture of an innocent child and stuff like that. Anyways, that's besides the point. So basically, this is me saying what vaping can do if you decide to go that way. I'm promoting it as a method to quit smoking. There are so many juices out there, and it's come so far in terms of technology and growth and renown as a thing for people in the world. So it's all about getting yourself started and getting yourself the good knowledge and prep. As, a vapor. So battery safety, you hear the stories about exploding batteries in pockets and stuff. That is just common sense with batteries, with LiPo batteries. If anyone is an airsofter and you use LiPo batteries, obviously you don't add batteries into your pocket with metal products like keys or change or coins and stuff like that. That is a big no-no. You don't put batteries open with metal things. And battery safety and Ohm's law. Ohm's law, scientific law. Get yourself acquainted with it. Ohms and volts and the amount of ohms and volts and watts required, and so on and so forth. And coils, coil strength. So I'm going to say that getting yourself started out with a good, decent mod that is available for beginners but can grow with you to stick with you, not the ones that look like cigarettes. Hey, Shireen. How are you doing? Hope you're watching. Maybe you're not. Let's see. Can I see who's watching? Oh, Ruth is still here. Okay. So, Ruth is still here. Anyways, so vape juice is made with 4 ingredients. The ingredients are nicotine, which can be found in many things, Advil, medication. So you have, varying strengths of nicotine. Propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, which are both food safe products. Propylene glycol, PG, is what is used in inhalers, the aerosol inhalers that you use for asthma. Vegetable glycerin is a food preservative, like jelly and stuff like that, and it's also used in cough syrup. So it is generally a food safe. And then you have your flavoring, which, is food flavoring. You can get fancy and add, xylitol sugars and stuff like that. And I will say that another issue that's been brought up and used to quote-unquote attack vaping has been popcorn lung. Popcorn lung, let's put that myth to rest. Popcorn lung is based on some workers who worked in a popcorn factory who were exposed to butter, the popcorn butter, on a continuous basis for years for a full day's worth of work. And they inhaled it. And if you think of people who used to work in building industry and asbestos, it's the same sort of idea. You're exposed to it long term. And that's, a health risk with something like that's, ingesting into your lungs. If you're, popcorn lung is a false naysay against vaping. What else? So, vaping is all about finding a product, like a mod, that can get you started and stay with you so that you can grow with it. Because I find a lot of the original products were great for getting started, but once you, start vaping, they can't grow with you. So a mod that can grow with you, finding some vape juice that works for you. Some people like to start with tobacco flavors. Some people like to avoid tobacco flavors. It all depends on your own personal preference. And what it really boils down to is it's all personal preference. Try it and understand it and give it a go as an option. As a method to quit smoking, it's great for people who have the oral fixation. And I've heard comment that they'd like to get rid of the habit of smoking and not replace it with another habit. Well, get rid of the nicotine urge or cravings first, and then reduce the habit. Right? Hey, Sylvie. So it's, get rid of the nicotine cravings first and all that gunk and crap that comes in cigarettes that's not, nicotine, the carcinogens. Get that out of your system. I've gone and had x-rays done of my lungs when I was smoking, and then I've had x-rays of my lungs when I was vaping, and my lungs are clear. They're 100% clear now. It does take a while, and you can find enough calendars or time frames that tell you, okay, how long does it take to regain your sense of smell? How long does it take to regain your sense of taste? And the benefits of, the time frame for getting rid of smoking. So, I hope this little bit is helpful. I know this is a short little thing. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment or post or whatever. I've been vaping myself for close to, definitely over 4 years. Definitely 4.5 years. I am still at a nicotine I still have nicotine in my juice, but that's where I'm comfortable at. Eventually, what you do is you work down gradually, reducing your nicotine level in the juice, right? So one juice here is, I'm not going to share the brand. I'm not going to do advertising for them. But this juice, ingredients, propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, natural and artificial flavors, and may contain nicotine. Those are the warnings. But my juice is at a level 6. Your regular cigarette, not the light cigarettes and not the super harsh, export green death. The Canadians will understand. Basically, general cigarettes are usually at a level of 18. So it's 0.18 milligrams of nicotine per. I'm having a brain fart, but someone else can help me with that. But yeah, so general, you can get juice, nanoparticles, and you go outside, the pollution outside, you get nanoparticles from that outside, right? You stand next to a bus stop. Not so fun. Nanoparticles, and are you worried about like a safety thing, inhaling nanoparticles? You're inhaling, we're not doing clean air. Regular air is not pure. You have pollutants and stuff like that. And if you want to go and find a scientist who is doing their research, a good name to look into is Dr. Fasolini. I believe he's an Italian doctor, a scientist who used vaping and did his own research. So that's a good one. Also, NHS, which is the National Health Service, basically the healthcare in the UK, has deemed it 94 or 96% healthier than smoking. And that's what I like to endorse, is that it's healthier. It's not the best bet. Clean and not doing any of it is the best bet. But as a method to reduce and decrease your intake of nicotine and get rid of all that crap that's in your cigarettes, it's better. Right, so yeah, the ingredients, it's up to you. The ingredients are, like I said, food flavoring, whether that's artificial or natural, vegetable glycerin, VG, which is used in soap or cough medicine or food preservative, I think, like the jelly. And from there, you have propylene glycol, which is the stuff that is one of the ingredients in your asthma inhaler. It's also other things as well. Easy enough to research. I didn't do any research. I just thought I'd hop on the live and share my opinion. And the nicotine, which is just pure pharmaceutical grade nicotine. It's not all that other crap that comes in your cigarette. So, it's not about quitting cold turkey either. It's not quitting cigarettes necessarily and switching cold turkey to vaping. If you can start to implement vaping in your daily smoking routine, I know a lot of people, the hardest thing to give up is their morning smoking coffee. Right? So make that the last bit that you cut out. So, have your morning smoking coffee, your cigarette and your coffee, and then start adding and integrating vaping into your daily stuff, right? And one of the fun facts or, fun perks, I guess you could say, about vaping is that it's allowed indoors mostly. If you're, renting a house or renting a location, generally it's, the walls don't start to smell, it doesn't stain the walls. So that's the fun bit. What else? So yeah, I vape. There are lots and lots and lots of fun juice companies, I mean, if you think of a flavor that you like or a food that you like, I'm sure there's a juice out there that tastes like it. Where is my... Okay, so for you guys that like fiddling and tweaking and fidgeting with things and building things in electronics or stuff like that, there is a whole subculture on building coils. So if you like building coils and getting into dripping, which is a whole nother issue part of vaping, you can be a tinkerer if you've got the desire. So that's a whole sub thing. And I mean, you get stickers. It's just like it's getting to the point where it's like phones. You can add stickers to your mods. I don't know if I have my old mod here with a sticker on it. Oh yeah, I do. So yeah, I'm going to just quickly show, this is just a regular sticker from one of the juice companies that I love. And I mean, you can even go so fancy as to get fancy drip tips. This one is made from acrylic resin, handmade from one of my actual friends who owns a company who does this. He does every single one by hand himself. He is Stash Vape or Vape Stash, vapestash.com or stashvape.com, one of the two. So he does tips, he does juice, and hell, I mean, that's one shape. You can get one. This is a metal one that came with the tank, but you know, you can get all sorts of fancy fun stuff. You can make it fun, and go from there. And if you guys are curious or have any questions, I mean, I've got experience, personal experience, and I've got an army, you could say an army, of handy contacts that I can ask questions to. So vaping is definitely one method. If you want to go look at stats for quitting, the success of quitting with a vape versus success of quitting with like a gum or a patch system, go check those things out, right? Plus, I mean, you've got, I know some of us who have are very, very chemically sensitive. You know, the glue on the patches is just like the glue on Band-Aids, and I can't deal with that, right? So it is one thing. And just like quitting smoking, you will have at the beginning parts where you're coughing up what's left in your lungs, all the bad stuff that's coming up in your lungs. So I guess I just want to say that don't let that be a deterrent. That's part of the process, regardless of what you're using. You know, vaping, patches, gum, and so on and so forth. I think that pretty much covers it. If anyone has any questions, Ruth, because of your medical background or medical history, I'm going to say check with a holistic or local doctor that knows what they're talking about. If they've never heard of vaping, I doubt they'll be able to give you solid advice that is specific to your situation. What else? I think that pretty much covers it, right? So I hope this lets people know that, yes, I am a vapor. I used to be a smoker, and yes, I did teach yoga while smoking. Not the best thing, not the best lifestyle, but we're working there. It's all, life is a work in progress, right? Right. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll be doing more lives. I'm getting there. Building the confidence, building the, hey, just hop on and do it. Just talk about it. So, yep. Woohoo! Bye.